pounding it.
Animal shelter is no place for an exotic reptile that would be destroyed. We're just looking after it until I can deliver it to a friend at the zoo. In the meantime, I'm just enjoying its company. It's quite beautiful, don't you think?
And dangerous.
In my experience, those two traits are often a package deal.
Oh, you're still obsessing about your theory, huh?
It's more than a theory. It's a likelihood. Brian Beale had a partner.
We found the blueprints to the U.S. Stock Exchange on Beale's desk. We found the crowbar he used to break into the restaurant to poison the IAO key holders. We found the source of the poison.
I'm not disputing that Brian Beale was involved. I'm disputing that he acted alone. I don't think that snake belonged to him. I think it belongs to his partner.
There was a terrarium in Beale's bedroom. He had snake food. He even had snake medication.
All easy enough to plant. Have a whiff of that snake. You'll notice a very distinctive musk. And I only mention it because Mr. Beale's apartment did not smell of musk in the slightest.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take your word on that.
Yes, the optimal temperature for a coastal taipan is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Mr. Beale's thermostat kept his home at a crisp 67 degrees. It's much too chilly for a tropical snake.
That only proves he's an inconsiderate roommate to reptiles. It does not prove that he had a partner who framed and killed him.
You must admit the timing of his death is highly suspicious. We're meant to believe that he successfully milked a deadly snake for months, only to be bitten one day after he fenced the stolen paintings.
Okay, so who's the missing thief? Who's trying to frame Brian Beale?
When this argument began, I wasn't sure, but that was before a friend of mine at Columbia's herpetology department lent me the skeleton of a coastal taipan. I wasn't about to try my experiment on the fangs of a live one. Now I know. I've seen these exact same markings before.
This is ridiculous. How did you even get a warrant?
We looked through the trash you put out on the curb last night, Mr. Lima. We found pet store receipts that show you purchased the supplies needed to house and feed a coastal taipan.
The venom from that species poisoned 7 people at Arrondissement 21 and killed your friend, Brian Beale.
I don't even know who that is.
Sure you do. You went to Gracely High together. You signed his yearbook. We found it at his apartment.
Go Tigers.
You also got a parking ticket down the block from the restaurant at 3:15 a.m. on the night the place was broken into.
We're certain that you were the burglar that evening. You staged a robbery at your own kitchen to throw suspicion off other members of staff, such as yourself.
I ate some of that foie gras, remember? I was sick for 2 days. Now, why in the hell would I dose myself with snake venom?
Because you're immune.
As you well know, there's a process called Mithridatism. It's named after King Mithridates, the 6th ruler of ancient Pontus. He was so afraid of being poisoned that he would regularly ingest very small doses of various toxins in order to build up an immunity.
I think you may have seen The Princess Bride one too many times.
Except that iocane powder is fictional. Immunizing yourself against snake venom is a scientific reality.
Last night, I had the opportunity to examine the jaws of a coastal taipan. I realized that the scars on your hands, scars I initially attributed to your work as a line cook, were in fact a perfect match for the taipan's symmetrical bite pattern. And it makes sense that you've been bitten. You've been handling that snake for months, milking it to draw out its venom.
Hard work pays off. You managed to poison the keyhole at lunch without anybody looking in your direction. And it set up your next play, robbing those paintings from the stock exchange. You got too greedy when you decided not to share with Brian, though. Up until that point, pretty tight plan.
All your evidence is circumstantial. I mean, I went to high school with Brian Beale, so did 900 other people. And yeah, I got a parking ticket that night. That happened a half a dozen other nights, too. I leave my car at work and take the subway home if I have too much to drink after hours. You may have had enough for a warrant, but if you had enough to arrest me, you already would have. I'm right, aren't I?
We're not quite ready to answer that question just yet, Mr. Lima.
What are you doing?
Something's preventing the water from soaking into the soil here. Don't worry. Tree pythons are nocturnal, right? I think.